Hi there, welcome back to the archives. So this is part 3 of the Pick Me series. What does it mean actually to be a pick me? I probably should have started with that. And where does the word come from? So the term pick me evolved from a desperate plea in a TV drama. Critiques on TikTok. At its core, it describes someone who goes out of their way to prove that they aren't like the others of their gender to gain validation from the opposite sex, which is what all of this is. I'm not desperate. That's still a form of pick-meism, right? I'm not like these other women. And she typically positions herself as one of the boys by putting down traditional femininity. You'll recognize the archetype with phrases like, I don't really get along with girls, they're too much drama, I don't wear makeup like other girls, I'm not a gamer, a tomboy, I'd rather eat a burger than a salad. No, this is still doing, see, yes, and also these algorithms and machines are also positioning it, like basically is making a feminist look like a pick-me when that's not actually it. Are you right? Pay attention to how they try to trick you. Because the pick-me is actually the feminine, traditional housewife girl, right? The behavior is rooted in internalized misogyny, the idea that to be valuable, a woman must distance herself from anything stereotypically female that men might find annoying or superficial. That's part of it, but actually the pick-me is trying to be hyper-female. Where did the term come from? The history of pick-me is a mix of pop culture and internet slang. Grey's Anatomy moment in 2005, one of the most famous TV monologues of all time, featured Meredith Grey telling Derek Shepherd, pick me, choose me, love me. While Meredith wasn't being the pick-me in the modern sense, she was just vulnerable. But see, Meredith was a traditional, that is the traditional pick-me, right? But that was it. Pick me, choose me, love me. But now that's not the tradition. That is the traditional sense of a pick-me. I want to be chosen. Pick me over all of them. And now I have to make all of them look bad so I look like the winner. To me, that's what a pick-me is. What are your definitions of pick-me? Twitter, 2016 to 2018. Thank you for acknowledging Black Twitter, because that's really where it comes from. The specific slang originated in Black social media circles. The hashtag #PickMeTwitter began trending to call out people who were performing traditional or submissive roles, specifically to appeal to the male gaze. This is what, to me, a pick-me is. But see how they had to present the other side first. You're actually doing the traditional role. You're not mocking the traditional role. The pick-me's are doing the traditional femininity. They're doing the submissive thing to appeal to the male gaze. And then TikTok exploded it in 2020 to now. The term went mainstream during the pandemic and morphed into a meme format where users could parody pick-me behavior, often using the not like other girls trope. It's worth noting that the pick-me label is sometimes weaponized unfairly. Lately, critics argue that the term is being used to bully women for simply having masculine interests, like sports or gaming. No, again, that has nothing to do with being a pick-me. That's not that's like the white TikTok version, right? It's just like now they're saying the unk isn't uncle. This is what it is. It's just a lot of when things get to white culture, they make it mean something that it never meant. A gamer that's a tomboy is not a pick-me because they reject. That's not a pick-me. To see how Gemini would frame it. This one I want to look at why being pick-me can be nasty work, right? So, and why not having empathy for pick-me's makes a lot of sense. Because they're very annoying. And not only very annoying, they're very problematic. Number one is, ew, over a man? It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing, right? And I brought up the article, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing? In Vogue by Shantae Joseph. So go read that if you haven't. Shantae Joseph's Vogue article called Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing? It's embarrassing. Why would you still want to be a pick-me in 2026? Why? You still want to be chosen by a man? Are men worth it? Is fighting with another woman over a man worth it? Every woman I know that's ever fought for a man and won, he still humiliated her. He still dogged her out. He still cheated on her. He still left her. He still went online and publicly humiliated her. So you did all that for that man, just for him to turn around and dog you too? He still did you dirty. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Like, yes, it was worth it. I'm happy. I have his kids. I have this house. Maybe. I don't know. Embarrassing. They humiliate women for sport. Again, not all of them are loyal. So, you're giving all that loyalty to somebody who's not giving it to you. Number 2, do you see what the patriarchy does to women? Like, you're a pick-me knowing what it is that you want to pick you, a misogynist who hates other women. That's the man that you thought was a prize. Are you paying attention to the rates of femicide worldwide? There's a Nigerian movie I used to talk about this conversation about femicide within the black community. That's not to say white men don't also kill women. Some American Idol, that guy, somebody from American Idol just killed his wife. It's very likely that that relationship that you're defending and fighting another woman for might end up in your own murder. Was it worth it? Canada's coming out with a femicide bill because it's a real thing. Men are really killing women out here. Really, really, really killing women out here. This is what you're defending. This is what you want to pick you. You're so hopeful that your marriage will end peacefully in bliss. You're never gonna have. You're lucky if it ends in divorce. You'll be lucky if it ends in divorce and not 6 feet under. And I'm not trying to be facetious or make light of the situation. This is a real topic. It is dark. Right? They will literally just kill a woman because somebody rejected them. They're having a bad day. Their ego was bruised. Someone made fun of them. Someone laughed at them. A woman laughed at them. Do you see what the patriarchy does to all of us, including you? So being desperate for a man means you actually believe his potential to do and be better. Or are you still lying to yourself? Which brings me to point number 3. You're still lying to yourself. You're probably still lying to yourself. If you're a pick-me, you're probably still lying to yourself. You're delusional. I was. I couldn't face reality. I could not face reality. Whenever I've been a pick-me, it's like I needed to avoid reality. This is so bad. I can't face how bad this is. I'm just going to put my head in the sand and idolize everything. Oh, you're the best. This is the best. I got a real good one. We're lying to ourselves. I was. I'll speak for myself. You still have hope that they really will change. And for you really think you're the special one. You still think you're the unique one. I will be the one to make him turn his life around. The project, right? I can turn you into what I need you to be. You still think that you will be enough for a man. You really think you're going to be enough for a man. Tell the truth. What are the odds? Because if you really knew how this ends, you wouldn't be racing to your own demise. You're excited to marry a man? Oh, you still have hope. Good for you. You're optimistic. You are optimistic. Right? You still have hope that he will genuinely do right by you. That it'll work out. That there will be a happy ever after. You still believe in fairy tales. Girl, good for you. Just know that it might end in murder. It might end with you getting abused physically, emotional, verbal abuse. Now there's psychological warfare that they've added to the mix. You're probably going to be manipulated. You're going to be doing all of the heavy lifting. You're going to do 50-50 plus some. You're raising him plus his children. And he's still out having a gay old time, pun intended. And so this is not hyperbole, right? Women, the statistics, go look at the statistics. I'm not going to pull it up right now because it varies from place to place, right? But from Australia to Canada, the United States, parts of Africa, men are killing women. Men are disrespecting women. Men think they're above women, right? It's literally not safe to be with men. And this is not to project, this is not to fearmonger, but they also prove us right. 4 is, why do you hate women like that? Pick-me's usually don't like other women, right? They usually are not girls. A pick-me usually is in competition with women. They don't trust other women. They see other women as bad or wrong or hoes or sluts. They see them as demonic. They see women as competition. There's no trust. There's no solidarity. There is no sisterhood, right? They usually don't have a strong circle of women in their lives. They're usually isolated. They don't have friends. They're chronically in bad, toxic, unhealthy, abusive relationships. A pick-me woman will be in the same patterns like me. Or you're in another love triangle. Aren't you tired of being in love triangles? Girl, you're not tired of fighting for men? Right? The patterns. Can't break the patterns. All over generalizations, right? Or hear me. This is not for everybody. It doesn't apply to everybody. But they usually have bad relationships with their moms. They're usually in no contact with their mothers. Their moms are usually narcissistic moms. Their moms have passed away and are deceased. Maybe they never knew their moms. Maybe they were adopted or in foster care. Same thing with their dad. They don't have good relationships with their fathers either. They usually were begging and chasing their fathers for love. They don't have good relationships with their siblings more times. Even when they talk to their siblings, there's still judgment and competition between them and their siblings. Because that's where the competition starts. No real healthy, functional relationship models. By other women, and so they internalize that hurt as worse than anything a man could do. That friend that betrayed them, they hold all of that in and think that women are the worst. A man will protect me. They're desperately hoping for a man to come protect them and save them from themselves. Yeah, they've internalized a lot of self-hatred. They tend to be mean girls, right? Really, they got all the smoke for other women. I won't say peep about men. They're bullies to other women, which is why they're usually not in community with other women. Okay? They value men over women. They've been raised in cultures where their brothers were treated well, their brothers were loved and raised well, and they just got so their culture has taught them, their religion has taught them that men are better than women. They believe that men are better than women. They've internalized misogyny, which is what I just said. They usually hate themselves. That's the guy. They don't love themselves. And because they don't love themselves and nobody's loved them, they're void of love, which is why they're so desperate for love. They're not even loving themselves. Nobody's loving them properly, not even themselves, and I've been there. I'm just now loving myself finally, where I don't need to be so desperate for love because I'm pouring into myself. But when you are the only one loving yourself well, and you abandon yourself, you're going to be desperate. Desperate pick-me's usually have abandoned themselves. They hate themselves, which is why they attract people that also hate them. And that's not to victim blame. But it's just, if you're not treating yourself any better, how do you know when somebody else is not treating you better? Right? Again, overgeneralization. But for the most part, we don't love ourselves. We abandon ourselves. We betray ourselves. Until next time, in solidarity.